back to our channel, Footnotes Sports Extreme. We are always here to bring you the breakdown analysis of various activities. US, wherever you are watching us from, please like and subscribe at the subscription button. To be a follower of this channel, we will make sure we bring you all analysis of the ongoing Euro 2020. But today's analysis will be pretty quick and detailed. We are going to talk about the Belgium and the Russian game. So the Belgium and the Russian game ended 3-0 in favor of Belgium. I have something I want to read to you from the Russian coach, Stanislav Sheshazov. He said the result seems fair. It could have been closer, but for some silly mistakes they made, they played the Belgium team 4 times. That is recently, but they haven't made any attempt to even score them once. So what is going on with the Russian team now?
Well, thank you once again. What I would say with the Russians would be that, when it comes to Belgium on paper is better than them. When it comes to the field of play, they've got the players to hurt the Russian team. Russia was very good for the 2018 World Cup, which they hosted. But when it comes to Europe, you don't even think of Russia, the current Russia. In the past, we had, the Soviet Union performing so well at the World Cup, but not now. Now you have Russia, and Russia is not able to, show up when they meet the big boys. And Belgium is one of the big boys, known as the Red Devils. And you should just, say Russia really could have matched them, regardless of what they would have done. They could never have matched, the power of the Belgians. So I thought it was a fair result, which I predicted. At least I said it was going to be a 5-0, but they were lucky not to go down by 5-0, but they only, received only 3, and of which Romelu Lukaku had to show up as one of the top-notch strikers nowadays, coming from the Italian league as the MVP. I just didn't, expect something lesser than what he delivered on match day 1.
All right, so let's get down to the overall performance of the game. You could see from the possession that the Belgium really came for a mission. So you could see from the performance that this game they had it in mind. They are going to put the Russians down. So I want you to take us through the overall performance of that game.
Right. So when you look at the breakdown, you could just tell from the ball possession, Belgium having 62% of it and Russia having 38% of it. When it comes to passing accuracy, it was 90 for the Belgians and 77 for the Russians. Now, MC, now let's look at this. Breaking it down, we're looking at a team without Kevin De Bruyne, one of their talisman in midfield, and they still were able to possess and play so well. So it should tell you the quality of the Belgian side. And Russia stood no chance whatsoever to beat this team. Torgan Hazard was very good on the day. Yuri Telemann was very good. When you go in defense, in goal was obviously Real Madrid's number 1, Thibaut Courtois, who is very good, and they kept a clean sheet. Looking at Toby Alderweireld and then also Jan Vertonghen, all these guys have been playing so well, and I didn't expect them to lose. Of course, Castagna from Leicester City got hurt, but he got a very good replacement, and it was just a good day at the office, the normal service that the Belgians will always bring. I'm not looking at Russia going to struggle with the other games they're going to play. I'm seeing Russia coming into the second game very strong with that level of competence where they are able to like challenge for for the trophy at stake. I'm not writing them off, but to play against Belgium, you need to do extra, which they couldn't do it as it was. So yeah, Belgium winning wasn't really a big surprise, to be honest.
All right, so going back to Lukaku's performance yesterday, uh, he was doing some magical things right in front there. And can we say, because of his recent performance, that is why we've been hearing some kind of rumors that Chelsea are bidding for him now?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. That's the reason. Obviously, he's been playing so well. Romelu has been playing so well, and it's not a shocker if you've been watching him or following him since he joined from, you know, he joined from Belgium down to, you know, Chelsea as a young lad. You know, he's not really had the best of the best, but then he's still performing, showing what he can do in football. He went to, you know, when he was at Chelsea, he was sent on loan to West Bromwich Albion. I still remember what he was able to do. His figures, scoring a lot of goals. Came to Everton on loan as well, eventually signing for Everton from Chelsea. Then Lukaku had Mino Raiola at the time as his agent. And then since Mourinho was at United, he needed a very top striker, a very, you know, bulky one, just like the one he had in Drogba. And when he went for him, we had Antonio Conte at Chelsea, who also wanted Lukaku in his team. And he wasn't lucky enough to get, you know, Morata instead. And, Mourinho getting Lukaku. But at Manchester United, Lukaku wasn't the Lukaku we see today. He was still pretty much immature. He wasn't, his decisions, he couldn't even control the ball. But looking at a coach like Antonio Conte, who is known as the Godfather, he was able to like show what he can do. Antonio Conte tried to like bring him up to speed with what a striker should do. And he's really been on top, and he's really shown maturity ever since. And he wouldn't take anything away from Romelu Lukaku. If today Chelsea and the other big boys are looking to sign him on, they should tell you what he's been able to achieve in world football.
Wouldn't it be because of his physique? Because we know the Italian league, and he coming to England, he will face the same thing he faced earlier on.
Well, thank you again, MC. I don't see him going to struggle again when he should make, you know, a statement by coming back to England. You know, returning to England would be like prove himself again. Now, there is no way anyone would tell me that Romelu Lukaku will struggle when he should make a move to any of the English sides. He will never struggle. He's been there, he's seen it all, and he can play. I believe he's got a lot to offer as it stands. So yeah, that's not write him off. He still got what a player should have at the top level to be able to like showcase exactly what he's capable of doing. And so Lukaku isn't a player who should say he's going to struggle. Nah, he's never going to struggle. He's rather going to get better and better. So I think fair play to Romelu Lukaku for showing up on a big stage. This is what he loves to do, and he did it, and he won the game for Belgium. Cheers to him.
But I want us to look at something here. There's this player we have to talk about him. He moved from Chelsea. He was doing good. He was even rated with the top most players in the world. And moving from Chelsea to Spain, playing for Real Madrid, and all of a sudden things started going down for him. And we don't know what happened to him. Even it got to some time people are saying, okay, the Spain style of play is not favoring him. He's putting on weight and all kind of things. And yesterday he just came on for the last 20 minutes and he did quite well. Can we say he can go back to his old ways?
Well, when it comes to Eden Hazard has really been a surprise to many a Chelsea fan, especially, and many a football lover. The reason I'm saying this is because what we thought Hazard would do at Real Madrid isn't what we see him. It's not his fault. I don't blame Hazard. It's the gameplay or the plan, the style of play at Madrid. It's a different kind of system he knew at Chelsea. At Chelsea, he was the poster boy. He had to pull strings for Chelsea. But at Real Madrid, they have their poster boys there. They have players who pull the strings. When you get the ball, remember Benzema wasn't heard of. When you remember Gareth Bale, he signed for Real Madrid and Ronaldo was there. Everybody gets, they need to pass it to Ronaldo just to take the shine. He was their poster boy. And now that he's joined Real Madrid, sorry, at the time, you could just tell that Hazard wasn't himself. He loved the Chelsea game. He loved being at Chelsea. And when he got there, injuries, didn't favor him. Remember, Hazard was being bullied, molested in the English league. He just didn't get injured at the time, but he got the repercussions when he got to, Madrid. And, it's just a pity as a Chelsea fan watching Hazard, a top player who is really struggling. I've always been saying that he's not a selfish guy. If he's really a selfish player, he should be amongst the top three all the time when we're talking about the Ballon d'Or. But he never was a selfish player at Chelsea. He always will pass the ball when he has to. He wouldn't say, I'm going to try and score, just like Ronaldo and the Messis have been doing. So Hazard, for me, I wouldn't say Hazard would be the same Hazard we saw at Chelsea. But at least as a skillful hunter, he is always going to be a hunter. And he has the skill there to prove. And he made a cameo for 20 minutes and we saw glimpses of what Hazard can do with the ball. At least he's not forgotten how to, play football. I thought he was taking the ball backwards instead of forwards. So if he gains that confidence back and then the hunger again, I don't see Hazard struggling, but we will not see the Chelsea Hazard again.
What is going to be your prediction for
the Belgium team? What I'm going to say is I don't see them, being knocked out until they get to the semis. I see them getting to the semis, even if it's not the semis, at the quarterfinal stage. If it's a big team they play against, tactically they might be, defeated there. But I don't see them, being, knocked out until the semifinals. They are making the semifinals, and that's where the big boys belong. They've got the players to get there. Kevin De Bruyne is yet to, start for the Belgian national team. They've got very, very good players. They've got very, very, very good players. Torgan Hazard. They've got Yuri Tielemans. When it goes to then Donker, they've got a lot of very good players in midfield and going forward. Dries Mertens again, Yannick Carrasco. All these boys are there, and our very own Ghanaian guy who is playing for the Belgian national team, Doku. Doku is also a very good speedster. So they've got talent there everywhere. Michi Batshuayi is there, so they've got players to hurt any team on any day.
All right, so we wish the Belgium national team all the best and the other teams. Okay, King Murata, thank you for coming to Footnotes Sports Extreme. I'll see you again same time tomorrow.
All right, thanks for having me, MC. See you soon.